Very good morning, welcome back to the webinar. For the next segment, we have two presentation and sharing from a very personal, reflective, as well as learning experience of our two key NAMAS participants who helped to design and run the program with Professor Kwa and his team. So the first, we'd like to invite Professor Vincent Chong. Professor Vincent Chong is by professional training, he's our radiologist professor in NUS and NUH. But he has a very great interest in nature, in photography, as well and in promoting mental health. And we always tout him as our honorary volunteer. So today he's going to share on his own reflection and his understanding insight into therapeutic garden, how it helped an individual. Professor Vincent.
Okay, good morning everyone. I'm going to talk about the therapeutic forest. Therapeutic forest is all about nature, and nature is good for us. Now, nature is important for our well-being. Why is it so? It's because human health is part of nature, and we cannot separate these two links. For a long time, we know that people who live near greenery, rural areas, they have healthy lives. What they have, in fact, are longer lives, happier lives. So why is that so? There are reasons. People who live near greenery, even in a city like Singapore, enjoy the nearest of nature because the nature that we are with purifies the air for us. The air is always fresher. So there's less pollution when there are a lot of trees. Even living in a city, if there's sufficient trees, the air becomes cleaner. Yeah. Trees filter and remove pollution. Trees do it in the day, trees do it in the night. No complaints, 24 hours they clean the air for you. So living near trees and nature is salubrious to our health. It always reminds me of my mother who used persil or breeze. They say, we clean our clothes cleaner than clean, whiter than white. Trees do the same thing. Yeah? You look at all the dirt in the air, when it goes through the trees, it becomes white. Right in the city, right where human population is. Now let's shift gear to another setting. Few of us have the calmness of countryside where it's quiet. City noise drives us bananas, drives us nuts. Yeah? If you have a house near a highway, it's going to be priced very low. Sound, noise is a pollutant that stresses us. In fact, you have an International Noise Awareness Day. Stress tell us how deleterious the effect of sound is. But trees and nature can help us. What has been found is that in the presence of trees, greenery, sound is mitigated. The noise pollution seems a bit less. Now I can give an example. This is where I used to live in Shelford Road before it was torn down for redevelopment. It's all green. Look at it, it looks beautiful. But in front of this building is Farrer Road. Very noisy. But I don't seem to hear the noise so much because of the greenery. Greenery mitigates. So how does it work? Huh? It works like that. Huh? Many of us have aches and pain, you know. Huh? The aches and pain will still be there. You use tiger balm, you rub. The skin feels cool, it feels better, but the pain is still there. So even if you have sound, noise pollution, if you have enough of trees and greenery, our distress will be less. Even more so, for instance, if you look at the positive aspect of life, the positive aspect of people, all the blemishes of people, all the bad things begin to disappear in the background. So it's the same effect. With greenery, it takes away the sound from us. One more thing. Urban heat island. In the city center, for instance, in the CBD, where it's 28.5, Lim Chu Kang is very much less. With trees, with greenery, it brings down the heat. When it brings down the heat, we have less heat-induced distress. And this is recognized. In fact, the difference can be 7% or 7 degrees centigrade. Now, what do? We plant trees. It's nature. Nature makes the environment much better for us. And when that is so, there's less stress on us and we live happier lives. Now let us move just a bit deeper in respect of health in a nature setting. We know that health has 3 components: the mind, the body, and the social aspect. Let's start with the mind. Huh? Now, Dr. Ulrich, he published a paper comparing patients recovering from surgery and how they do. One group has a window that looks out into nature. Another group of patients, when they're recovering, they look out into a brick wall. Who do you think is happier? Who do you think will be doing better? Now, the person or the patient who has a view out into greenery feels happier, feels less distressed, and because of that, they heal better. And this comes to the biophilia theory, which says that because we evolved through nature, our body is very much synced with nature. For over 6 million years, we lived in nature. But the last 250 years, because of urbanization, we put into an artificialized surrounding. So when we return to nature, this is the concept of therapeutic forest. When we return to nature, it heals us, it restores us. That's why we like to see greenery, we like to see forests, we like to see rivers. We feel in harmony with nature. Not only forests, but any green spaces will do. Now the second part is about our body. Physical body and exercises. In greenery, we feel nice, we feel happy to go out to exercise. We can walk alone, we can run alone. This is called good solitude. We like to be alone sometimes. Run alone, walk alone, cycle alone. This helps us to keep our body fit. But better still, you can be able to do it with some friends. Just look at this lady here. I was watching her taking her mat, her exercise mat in the botanical gardens. Now, where do you think she's going? She's going to exercise with her friends. And this comes to the social part of health. We are part of nature. We are also part of groupings in society. We find comfort in people. We find happiness in people. It's satisfying relationships that make us happy. And that's important for emotional health. And these are the people in a NAMA study, after they walk, they talk. We have a grouping, we enjoy our company, social connectivity, and all the good things of living a happy and satisfying life with people around us. And we do things together, like what Professor Hua Yi Hyuk has shown. We participated in tree planting. You see, they look happy. You look at all the happy faces. Happy faces. Happy faces. Look at the eyes. And look at these eyes. These are distressed eyes because they cannot. People who are locked up have no means of being with people. They have no exercises and they feel miserable. And that's the reason why we need to have nature where we can go out to exercise, to be with friends, to enjoy the company, to enjoy the fresh air. And I think the National Park has done a wonderful job in providing the setting for us to live happily and live not only happily, healthily as well. Thank you very much.